welcome to No Ideas Original with Shannon and a good brother, Mr. Rob. Today we're joined by Shyheim, formerly Shyheim the Rugged Child. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Peace, peace. What's up, y'all? All is well.
Good,
What's
good.
going on?
Where you at right now? You in Staten Island right now?
Yeah. Staten Island, Shyheim, you know that.
Nice. Yo, I grew up in New York. I grew up in the Bronx. I live in Connecticut now. And living in New York City, living in the Bronx, probably maybe only like 5 times in my whole life have I ever been to Staten Island. Yo, what was it like growing up in Staten Island?
It's definitely it's a little different from the city per se, but you also it's also being that it was so isolated from the city. It's like everybody just went harder. It's like for recognition, you know what I'm saying? So even from music to even in the streets, it's like when dudes did things, you had to do it to really go hard to get recognized, because it was like, you know, people always would be like, Long Island, you'd be like, nah, I'm from Staten Island, where's that at? You gotta take a ferry to get there. Like
is that really part of New York? Yeah, people used to always have little jokes about it.
But as far as growing up here, it's like, you know, it's different parts. You have the North Shore and then you have the South Shore. Like the North Shore is predominantly like African Black people, you know what I'm saying? And South Shore is more Italians and stuff like that. And then, you know, in between you have, you know, everything else. But back in the days, it was weird because it was a lot of racial tension out here.
Right.
But you know, it's like, I don't want to say it's like try to take New York projects and put it down south. Because it's like you still got that New York project and that mentality, but we also got a lot of residential. You come to Staten Island and
right next to it,
you got houses and hills and mansions and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely a different place to grow up at.
Yeah. Y'all had a lot of y'all had like a lot of police officers from the city, right? That they worked as police officers in the city that probably had houses and lived out there. Like that's one of the things I always heard. Like a lot of police officers be like, yeah, they live in Staten Island. I'm like, yo, you live in Staten Island, but you come
to the Bronx, City. Right? Yeah, you're in the Bronx though. You know nothing about the Bronx, but you from Staten Island.
Yeah,
that happens, man. That happens, man. Where they position cops, that's crazy. Yeah, but look, I want to ask one simple question, brother. What does it mean to be a killer bee?
Oh, what does it mean to be a killer bee? I mean, you can take that. You can take that different ways. You know, a killer bee is just like, you know, it's like metaphorically speaking. You know what I'm saying? This, you know, a killer bee stings and you know what I'm saying, they attack and they swarm, and you know, we roll deep, so we roll to the swarm like a pack of bees. You know what I'm saying? But the killer bees, when the killer bees came, it was in business. You know what I'm saying? Everything
take shit out.
Go down. Yeah.
Right. That's peace, man. That's a dope shit. Cause I love not just the Wu, but the affiliation, the killer armies, everybody, but it still had that signature to it. You know what I'm saying? Just the way the way Staten Island brought it. I love that hip hop. And that reminded me a lot of the BDP time when Boogie Down Production had a crew. There's no more crews, you know what I'm saying? Where's a crew at where you got 4 or 5 MCs, a nigga that come with a wrench, someone have a fucking rope, somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's what
no worries, man. So how'd you get into music?
Oh man, that's a long story, right? Just like want to do music or into the business?
Just wanting to do music, you know, like what inspired?
Well, I mean, back in, you know, in the early 80s, you know what I'm saying, a few of my cousins, they used to tag graffiti, you know what I'm saying, they used to have the big Cunyon radios, and they used to have the, you know, tapes and listen to Mr. Magic and Cool G, Red Alert and all them on the radio, and I used to just hear it, and I just, you know, I always was just fascinated about the culture, you know what I mean, so I used to just always watch my cousins and how they moving and cleaning their sneakers, and I just started mimicking them and listening to the music, and then I just started trying to write myself. And you know, there's a lot of inspiration in Staten Island because it's like we had Audio 2 lived out in Staten Island. There was from Brooklyn, Milk and Giz and MC Light and Priority, First Priority. They was in Staten Island. So I used to just be sitting in front of my grandmother's house, and I used to see, you know, K-Rock, DJ K-Rock. She like DJ MC Light and them pull up and they had Jettas. It was just a culture. I used to be sitting there going, oh, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to, you know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. Yeah. And at the same time, Ninth Prince, who was Riz's little brother from Killer Army, me and him was in the same third grade class. So we both was just fascinated, but he had like, his brothers had DJ equipment and stuff like that. So he's like, yo, I got DJ equipment. I'm like, you got DJ equipment? So boom, we would sneak in his house, fuck with the turntables and shit like that. And yeah, and we just started writing. You know what I'm saying? And we started, you know what I mean? And from then, started battling on the block. Then, you know, I was from Stapleton, and we used to go, like, to Park Hill. Then you had King Justin them from up there, and Shaolin Soldiers. Then you had New Brighton. You had, you know, you had groups from everywhere, Ruthless Bastards. You had different groups. Like, some of these groups never hit mainstream like that or is known like a lot of us are, but they still definitely was part of the Staten Island culture, like the Now Born Clique and dudes from Jungle Mills and the Harbor. Like, these are all little areas in Staten Island. And you know, Wu-Tang, myself, King Just, you know, the UMCs, the Force MDs, we was the ones that actually got into the business at further. But you still got to give the locals credit for being inspiration and challenging for all of us.
That's right. That's right. Because y'all led a way, man. Y'all opened up a large way for all of Staten Island. You know what I'm saying? Because no one was giving Staten Island that love that they needed. So that's dope, son. That's real dope.
Yeah, we got to get it back, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's been a...
I feel the same way about the Bronx. I don't know about you, Shania. Like, other Queens and Brooklyn be rocking.
Yeah,
Staten Island and the Bronx, we got a couple of darts out there.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The Bronx too. The Bronx got the same thing.
But it's the quality. Right. See, that's the difference. It's the quality of the acts. It's like, it's for like this from Staten Island. You know, once in a while, you know, you get that, you know, that big thing to come up out of there. You know what I'm saying? And but it's the quality too.
Wow, yeah, that's it.
When did you realize that you really had something though? Because at what age did you get your first record deal?
I never, you know, it's weird. It wasn't a thing like that I had something. Like my goal was just to have a tape, like, you know what I'm saying, and be able to play my tape in school or in a project, a demo, you know what I'm saying? So to become famous and everything, you want that, but you don't really think like, oh, this is gonna be reality. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Something tangible to that aspect. So how I began, like I said, I used to rap around the neighborhoods, and then, like I said, the Force MDs was from Staten Island, and it was a huge R&B group, and they grew up with my moms and them, so I used to rap. So my mom see Mercury from the Force and was like, yo, you gotta hear my son rap, whatever. So Mercury like, oh, let me hear you rap. So I started rapping for him. And then he would throw concerts on Staten Island, him and Zulu Nation, and he would have like KRS-One came, Granddaddy IU, Naughty by Nature. So he used to let me open up for them. Nice. You know, Chuck Chill Out. So I had met all these dudes all before, you know what I'm saying, that before I got a record deal, and you know what I'm saying, and it was different in hip hop then. And, you know, and I guess it was because there wasn't many of me out there like that at the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't really no shorties. Like, I would be in back of the club at midnight trying to get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, my friends was home. Like, they couldn't be outside. So I would meet older dudes, and, you know what I'm saying, I'll be kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let's connect and get numbers. I remember going to school and having numbers like, what? I got Tret's number from Naughty by Nature. Like, I can call them up. And it's like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? But I used to be in touch with these dudes, and, you know what I'm saying, they would just show me that love. And so from there, after I used to do the shows with Merc, R&S was for my projects too. He was producing, and RZA was producing as well by now. But I had got a local buzz of rhyming, so then it was a little different for me to go up there and get a beat. So I'm like, yo, I need a beat, you know what I'm saying? Merc next show coming up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and and it was like, and they'd be like, all right, well, you got to pay for your own tapes, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when you had to buy your tapes. You can buy 3 in a bag, three in a bag in the tapes. So you know what I'm saying? Come back with my little package of 3 tapes, and get my beats and just write. And so I finally did a demo. I had a demo, and R&S and Big Wage Management, they was shopping a group by the name of GP Woo.
Mm-hmm.
And they was shopping them to Virgin Records and different labels, and my song was on the other side, on the B side of their demo.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so when the meeting was over, the tape went to the other side. And then my song came on. I had a song called The Bad Little Bastard. It was like Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? I'm a bad little bastard, right? That was the song, right? So so they heard it and they was like, yo, this is a girl, because back then my voice kind of sounded a little like MC Lightish. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, who's this girl? They're like, nah, that ain't no girl. That's my little man from my project. So they was like, yeah, you got a picture of him? And then they sent the picture in, and then Virgin was like, yo, we want to sign him. You know what I mean? Because you had Crisscross, ABC. You had Crisscross, ABC. I think the Youngsters might have been before me. The Youngsters.
Yeah.
I think, and Chi Ali. But it was different. Yeah, but it was different. Not to take nothing from those, because they was inspiration too for me as well. But the content that I was coming with,
a street element,
and what I represented,
yeah,
it was different from what was being marketed and promoted.
Right.
So
that's right.
And then I got my deal, and from there, released on and the songs and move forward from there.
The real question is, did the dudes who had the who they originally went in the shop, did they end up getting a deal?
Oh yeah, they actually did, but that was after me, because they featured on a lot of my songs on my first album.
Oh, okay.
And they went on to sign. They went on to sign the MCA. They had an album out. Around that time, things ain't with us kind of strayed, because it's one thing to talk about what we're gonna do when we get a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Then once you actually get a deal, things change. So I wasn't even on their album. You know what I'm saying? For business reasons. So it was like we still remain cool, but after that, I just, doing me.
Yeah. That's what's up. But listen, let me ask you. You've had a long career. Your journey in music has been long. What do you feel you're most appreciative of or most grateful for at this time in your life right now?
Oh man, well, as far as career-wise or just in general?
Well, your career.
I mean,
any way you want to answer that.
My life, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm most grateful, and count my blessings every day. You know what I'm saying? Just to be alive and still have opportunities. That's what I'm grateful for the most, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really it, because a lot of people don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Especially through the things that I've been through in my life and experience, and still to have a sane mind and still be healthy and
you look good too, brother.
Still have and have support. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm grateful for.
Did you did the label allow you to write for yourself, or they insisted on having other people?
Oh yeah, no. I didn't have any writers. Only time you ever seen somebody else that was getting credit was because it was on the song or they produced it. Like, they really wasn't into that,
Yeah, because I know, years ago, what they used to try to do to a lot of young MCs was they used to try to always bring in the young MC as the face and be like, this is a good package, and then try to get somebody else to write the lyrics to them. But you had a clear distinction from all the other young cats. Like the young cats, they would make like the bubblegum rap songs. Even when they try to get edgy, it wasn't nearly as edgy as the stuff that you was doing. Like literally, I believe probably on your first album, there may have been like the parental advisory sticker on it.
That's
whatever from. Yeah, and you was like, what, probably like 14, 15 then?
Yeah, well, see, you gotta understand, right? At that time, like, I'm a New York City kid, project kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no one that could have wrote from my eyes and how I seen things and how I perceived it. Like, I was that shorty on a bench with older dudes holding the cracks because police couldn't search us at that time. Remember those times, police are raid and they won't even touch the kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they couldn't grab you or whatever. So I was out there, I was rolling dice. I was just, everything was just my life, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and not to say I wasn't influenced by dudes because that's not true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we be in the studio, older dudes is in there with me, and they influence you, you know what I'm saying? Because you get influeed by what you're around and what you see.
That's right.
So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All them dudes, you know what I'm saying, influenced me. The whole clan, GP, Wu, Pop, Brown Hornet, KD, all of them, download, all them dudes, man.
Nice.
Inspired me.
It's crazy. That's what's up. That's peace. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real, man. So what you working on now, big bro?
Right now I'm just, you know, I'm just taking some shots in the studio, you know what I'm saying? Shooting around a little bit, trying to get my jumper warmed up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the hook got the follow through, son. Leave it there.
You come on the court after a while, you might throw a few bong, like, damn, I do that shit like that. You gotta get your strength back up and your wind back up. So yeah, I'm just practicing, you know what I'm saying, getting back into the swing of it. I'm probably gonna release my autobiography first.
It's dope.
You know, I wrote my autobiography, so that's in the works. And you know, just get out there and try to do some films and just, you know what I'm saying, just express myself, you know what I mean?
Right.
But more importantly, you know, just spend time with family and friends and just get used to, you know, being out here. It's like, cause I came out to a new norm, and it's like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta acclimate yourself to what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah, but it was a good thing. It was a good thing because what happens a lot of times with guys, we get out of prison and we try to catch up to what's going on. And so I took it as a blessing that when I got out, things was on a standstill. So I was able to, you know, kind of
right where everyone else
quarantine, is. Right where everyone else is, and smooth transition. It was a different transition for me, you know what I mean? So I can appreciate that. It didn't allow me to be speeding. So it's like everybody couldn't do nothing anyway. So now we all going through phase one together, phase two. So it's like everybody just coming from doing the bid too. Like,
right. Keeping it a G.
You had the opportunity to participate in one of the most legendary moments in hip hop to this day. Everybody hears the freestyle with Big and Tupac. The extended whole version actually has you on it also, right? So it's Shyheim, Big, Tupac, Big Daddy Kane, right at the Garden. You remember that moment? What was that like?
Yeah, and Scoob Lover. That was the Budweiser Superfest. Kane was actually on a Budweiser Superfest tour, and you know, like I said, when I was a shorty, I used to hang out with Kane too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, yo, I come on tour with me. So he took me on tour with him, and New York City was actually one of the last spots. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it was crazy for me because I wasn't known yet. You know what I'm saying? But Big Daddy Kane he's a superstar. You know what I mean? So can you imagine? Like, nobody knew from my neighborhood that I was gonna be there, but it's mad Staten Island people there. So when you see Shyheim coming out and I do my thing, Staten Island and that, you know what I'm saying? With Staten Island,
they lost it.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? The next day, back on Staten Island, it was it was at the Garden. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It was big, man. It was big moments. And I think, like, now I be looking at young dudes in hip hop, and I be like, damn, it's not the same. Y'all don't know what it's like, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know that feeling. Like, everything is so accessible. Like, you know what I'm saying? At your fingertips. So it's like, I remember standing online for hours just to get Rakim's CD and get him to sign it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like I was a fan, and it was like the joy of that. It's like all the technology stole the joy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One of the things that Rob talks about a lot, we had Prospect. I don't know if you ever met Prospect from Terror Squad, but we had Prospect from Terror Squad on. And Rob always asks people like the difference between when you have somebody actually in the studio with you recording and you have that organic vibing versus now where people just be like, you know what, just email me the verse.
Yeah.
You know, have you had that experience yet with somebody, you ask somebody for a verse or they ask you for a verse and you email it to them rather than just being there with them?
Yeah. I had that, you know, that experience. I mean, it is what it is.
It's the quality. For me, and the reason why I asked that question is it's the quality of sound of music when you're in the studio, vibing with the producer, engineer. He can hear you. It's certain things, and instead of me just saying, "Yo, here's these lyrics."
Yeah, well, you know what it is? It's the importance of it to that person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's important for you to come do a record with me, you're going to make sure you're there. You're going to set some time out of your schedule to come do it with me.
Right.
If it's just a business thing and you're like, yo, bro, I got you, I'm going to do it, but you ain't really committed and invested with your time and everything in the vibing, then you're going to be like, yo, yeah, just send me the track, I'll do it or whatever.
And I honestly believe there's a difference in the quality of music when people do it together versus that way. I mean, even from a production standpoint, once you hear it again, even though you're a producer and you make the song, once you hear it again with the artist, you hear different shit. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that part.
You're 100% right. Because back then, that was the only way to do it. Mm-hmm. You had to put that time in, those grueling hours, and
right.
I think what happened is like it's just losing the core of it, and that's part
just
of
a little bit, yeah.
Because you remember before, it's like, yo, you can have one song and that shit can rock for a minute. Now I can do a song today, put it out tomorrow, and by next Friday it's old.
Yeah. Now, yo, when your new joint come out,
when you making the next one, son? Right.
Yeah, it's like, damn, like you like on a robot on autopilot, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You had an opportunity to work with Big L too, right?
Yeah, Big L, my man, rest in peace. L.
Big L. Yeah.
He was on my Man Child album for a song called Fury Singer.
Yeah.
And it's hot as a motherfucker out
here. Baking out there.
Yeah. That humidity. Who have you not collaborated with yet that you would love the opportunity to work with?
I would love to work with Jay-Z. I had a missed opportunity because he had actually at one time wanted me to be on a record of Coming of Age, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And for whatever reason, it got blocked.
Oh, wow.
So, I found about it when his Decoded book, I read his book, and he's like, yo, Shyheim, that's what I originally wanted on it. I'm like, well, that would have been dope. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been fly, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I respect him as a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, there's a bunch of people, man. Nas, I would love to work with Nas. You know, really dudes from that era, you know what I'm saying? Like that I consider you know what I'm saying, the greats, you know what I'm saying? Even some of the new guys, Fabulous, I like Fabulous, you know what I'm saying? Kiss My Man, we talking about doing something. Right. But, you know, just, and not even just in New York, you know, West Coast, you know, South and stuff. I would love to do something with maybe a Ludacris or Outkast or Goody Mob, you know, like that feel, you know what I'm saying?
You like the real hip-hop people.
Right, son, We need that hip-hop. That's the hip-hop we need right there.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So let me ask you this. So often you hear artists talk about how the business has turned them off from the actual art. That they you know, when you creating, before you get the deal, you inspired and you like, you know, I have all these great ideas. But then once you sign and you have all the other hands in the pot and you see the business of what it actually entails, you start to be like, damn, like, yo, what happened to the art aspect of it? Has the business aspect of music, has that turned you off from doing music or changed your perception of how you view music?
Nah, all right. For me, you know what I mean? I'll only speak for me. There's been time where it's like, oh, let me hurry up, let me get this shit done to get this check. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you can't sacrifice your sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't do it. But it's time. It's time. So especially now, things going, you just it gotta be in abundance. You know what I'm saying? So if you're rushing, you're not taking your time to perfect the song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like when I used to make a song, I used to make the song and it's not even final because I got to live with it for about 2 weeks to hear it and listen and be like, oh, I can change this. It can make it. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, dudes ain't getting that opportunity. Yeah. They going in, recording the record. The next day, they shooting a video and it's on to the next.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it's got to be how much you love your craft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Wow. That's what it boils down to. And you hear it. You can hear it in some artists' music that take their time. Or another dude, I enjoy his music, J. Cole. You know what I mean? I feel like he puts his heart into his music, and
it's quality. It's quality music.
Yeah.
Man. You can hear it, man.
Just quality over quantity.
A step away from music, man. What led you to your opportunity or to the silver screen in doing movies?
Well. TLC Waterfalls video actually led me to do movies. I had did the video. A friend of mine, Gary Gray, director Gary Gray, he was like, "Yo, he had wanted me for a movie before." And back then, I was kind of thinking like being an actor was a sellout and shit to hip hop. So I ain't doing no movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, back then, nigga,
yes, sir.
Anything you a sellout, you a fucking sellout. You do a commercial, nigga, it's over. You can't even be in a commercial, nigga. These niggas are sellouts.
Now niggas are selling sneakers right now. So
yeah, but back then, you know how it was. It was really
you
rough,
could not touch none of that. Nah, you couldn't.
Yeah, so it was like anything associated with pop music or popular
culture.
Even if your song crossed over to the top, it's like you no longer belong to the streets. Yeah, so I didn't want to do it. And then he came with the offer of the video. And I'm like, well, you know, it's not really acting, you know what I'm saying? And then the video did really, really well. And then I started getting calls for movie opportunities. And I remember, you know, talking to the guards and we all building. And it's like, bro, listen, man, you got a talent, man. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to put all that to the side, man. All these principles, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? You might like it. Don't close those doors because it's going to open up more opportunities for your music.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? And it took on a life of its own because some people don't even know me from music, but know me from films.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a whole different audience, bro.
Yeah. And now it seems like everybody does it now. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's the thing to do.
Everybody's acting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing to do. Did they give you like formal training or they just gave you the script?
No, just here's the script. Do you? You know what I'm saying?
Go for it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would just read it. You know what I'm saying? I would read the synopsis and I would read the script and just put myself in that position. Like, yo, if I'm in this situation, how I'm gonna talk. Like I'm just put myself in that situation of the character.
That's right.
So kind of flip it. Like instead of me being a character, the character becomes me.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. You made the transition from young rapper to movie actor to adult rapper. Like usually we hear people transition from young actor to adult actor. What's the transition like from your perspective, transitioning from young rapper to adult rapper? Like, because the world embrace you as Shyheim the Rugged Child, but after a while, you
gotta be shy. That's it, Shyheim.
Well, that's one of them things that'll never go away. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because even dudes that's my age or a little older than me are always gonna be like Rugged Child. Because they grew up in that time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, my audience grew up with me, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's who I do it for. I mean, like, I really can't, you know what I'm saying? The young boys, if they get put on to my music and they work with it, that's one thing. But I'm not going dumbing myself down. I'm not going, because I can't. Once you know better, you do better. So it's like I can't even relate to someone who doesn't understand the consequences and the things of their behaviors, you know what I'm saying? Because I've learned. So now I have to talk to the people that's going through what I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? And they're the same ones. They didn't go nowhere. they just got responsibilities. So now they can't be outside the concert screaming for you because they got to get to work in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And take care of their kids, and their kids is paying for them to go scream for these new young rappers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's where a lot of dudes go wrong, man. And I'm watching it, and it's becoming sad because I see some of the great artists that was so hard is now you hear them with auto tunes, and I'm like, fuck, bro, like you ain't got to
do that, Paul.
Yeah, because once you go there, ain't no coming back, bro.
That's right. I think people are afraid to grow up with their audience though. Like I think people like, you know what, I'm getting older, but I still want to capture this young crowd. Like you think about like there are artists right now that tour on the strength for doing like a lot of their old material. Like one of the things that I've seen, like I've gone to a number of different shows and I've seen like older rappers that I really like perform, you know, and then they perform and then they do their new material and people, you know, they vibe to the new material, but people like, man, I really like the shit that you did that I grew up listening to.
Yeah,
man. It's kind of stupid, man. It's like you ever hear a grown man like just so involved with like slang and young nigga shit? It's kind of like you gotta look at him like, this nigga corny as fuck. Like, how old are you, bro? Like your perspective on this shit is crazy.
At some point, you gotta mature, man. We at the mature part.
Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. You know, if anybody that grew up in the '90s, you know,
that's right,
bro. Like, no, you about to push the 5-0 pretty soon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Within the next 10 years, 12 years, the most. Like, come on, bro.
The next 2.
Yeah. So it's like if you
almost
out
there
still you know what I'm saying? Now you out there trying to be just as hip as your kid. It's like, yo, you gotta be daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. That's right.
You
gotta be responsible, B.
50-year-old Migos.
Yeah, son.
Yeah,
can't do that.
Come on, man. Nah.
That's what's up.
Oh man. At this point, you know, and this is another thing that we've asked other artists that we've actually had the opportunity to interview. At this point, does a person actually even need a record label, like with all the direct-to-consumer stuff?
Right.
From what I'm knowing, because it's like I said, a lot has changed while I was away. You know what I'm saying? So for what I'm learning and I'm studying, not really. It's like you do have these platforms where you could upload your music for streaming and you can get your royalties off streaming. But I think it's more of a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? More of a just more content. How I'm seeing it. So I'm looking at it like it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's music, whether it's any kind of form of content, you can make a living off of if you're looking at it as a business or you just want to be a rapper. So I can make content of a guy that's just funny on the corner, film him, put it on my page, and you know what I'm saying, and get 2 million views and get a check.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even down to the interviews with what I had to start doing to myself, like, oh, you know, a question that I ask, because, you know, you get dudes that hit you up like, yo, let's do an interview, right? And so you'd be like, well, my question is, yo, is your YouTube monetized?
Mm-hmm.
And he like, yeah. So I'm like, well, how much I'm getting? Because you about to get a check off my views, bro.
Yeah. Right. And not tell me on the low, right?
Yeah, because you think I don't know. Like, I figured that out. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm running around thinking I'm getting, nigga doing me a favor, but he getting a check on the side. You know what I'm saying?
Not telling me nothing.
And not telling me nothing. So it's like, yo, if it's going to be real, because, you know, unless they got a big platform. Because if somebody got a big platform, then it works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to reach a different, a different audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But once you kind of establish, like, you know, you can just make a decent living off just the basic. A lot of us, you know what I'm saying, is shooting for the stars every time, shooting for the stars, and get disappointed if you land on a fucking roof. But if you just do it and you land on the roof, you made progress.
Right.
Yeah.
You get on that roof at that time, that roof is guaranteed.
Yeah. It's all about perception though. You know, it's all about perception, like what people perceive. There's some people, you know, metaphorically speaking, there's some people that would love to be on that roof. And there's others that's real, right? There are other people who see that roof is like, yo, I didn't accomplish or make it anywhere.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, it's also what you do with it, because you got to understand sometimes you was meant to do it for, I don't know, however long. Take those lessons and apply it to something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know your journey, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything is an evolutionary process. So, you know, you might have started out as a rapper and learned some things, and then you're really meant to be a huge manager, or you know what I'm saying, or a huge marketer, or a huge videographer. You never know what you know what I'm saying, what the Most High has planned for you.
Yeah,
that's right. That's absolutely right. And I say it all the time, man. And in this day and time, we should always be focused on multiple streams of income, multiple streams, because we have the ability to make money in varied ways, man. And we should take advantage of every single way. You know what I mean? Real talk.
And it doesn't even always have to be entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It don't have to at all.
A bunch of other things. You know what I'm saying? Like I went away.
I'm growing basil. That's my multiple. I'm about to grow a farm out this motherfucker, son, and leave the world alone, man. That's how you gotta do it, man. Yes, sir.
That's a fact. That's good.
That's it, man.
What you saying, Shyheim? You said you went. You were saying you went away.
Oh yeah. Like when I was away, I took a custodial maintenance course, so it teaches you how to do floors, buff floors, and all that. And I actually love doing that now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to start me a flooring company. You know what I'm saying?
Dope idea.
Bingo, right there, son.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, who knows? Maybe that's, gives me something else to do. And I remember it starts creativity, because as you doing that, as you cleaning up, you get that rhythm, you know what I'm saying? You start vibing, and oh shit, some shit just pop in your head, and you gotta hit record. Yeah. But you sitting down forcing it, so you have to be active in different things to bring about your creativity
going. That's right.
You have one hell of a story in terms of redemption. I know you said you're working on like an autobiography, like it's just everything that you've been through from like how long you been home now?
I got out. We in July yet? No. Almost 6 months. I got out January. And then we went in quarantine like March, like early March. Yeah. So I got to go out like once or twice, and then it was like this.
Where was you? You was upstate New York?
Yeah. I was upstate New York. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
The big houses.
I said, how was that experience?
It was very humbling, man. It was very humbling, and after it was over, and actually while I was going through it, it just popped in my head. I said, "Oh shit, I'm here to see this shit. I have to see it on this level. This is my whole purpose of being here, to see it, to see the conditions of our people, and I got to make a change when I go out there. I got to be able to tell, you know what I'm saying, people what it's like, and try to steer them away from that type of behaviors, or just show them the other side of it. Because a lot of dudes be talking that shit, man, and it sounds good to you in it. You know what I mean? What you will do or what you won't do and all that shit. And they talk all this ride or die shit, but the same shit that's happening in these streets with these crackers killing us, gunning us down, they fucking killing our people inside these prisons too. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everybody out here is forgetting about their loved ones that's in there and ain't checking up on them and ain't supporting them. And these fucking same racist motherfuckers from these same racist towns is slaughtering people in there. Yeah. So that woke my eyes up to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, this shit is real, man. We have a lot of people that might not get another opportunity at life in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And it just opened my eyes, man. It made me want to do better, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to represent for those that might not never have a shot, because like 10 minutes can change your life forever without thinking.
I tell my son that all the time.
And it taught me to think. It taught me to think, like, you know, and that was one of the conversations I had. And I guess, you know, I was blessed to make my parole board, because you have a conversation with a panel. It's like, you know, like this on the screen or whatever. And I said, yo, you know what? I said, I learned to put the consequences before my action. Before, the action was before the consequence. And then once I'm in some shit, I'm like, now I'm trying to figure out how to get out of it. Because I didn't got in this stupid shit. And if I would have thought about the steps before, they're like, yo, listen, if you do this, this, and this is going to happen. Right. You put your consequence first. You know what I'm saying? And then you move, you know what I'm saying? And I apply that to everything I do. So bad, like it's even to go to the store. So I think, am I going to the store
to make sure? Right.
Chances are that's probably not a good idea, Shy, because you could just be going in that store and somebody starts shooting and you caught up in the middle of the shit and get shot. Or you can have on the same jacket as somebody that just sold 2 ounces of dope and these police roll up, black guy, black male, black jacket, and so you know what? I'm going this way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say what the fuck you want to say, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I don't want to lift my balls up and squat and crack my ass cheeks over for motherfuckers no more in my life, man.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
You know something though, but yo, the fact that you know you had that experience, you sat and you reflected and thought about it, because yo, I know a lot of brothers who go away, they do a mean bid and come home and
they forget
shit has changed. Nothing's changed.
They forget to have presence of mind. You have presence of mind, you're present right where you at. So you know where you are. So if you go left or right, you're like, do I need to go that way? I don't know. I'm better off going this way, son. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, sometimes it takes brothers 3 or 4 trips to finally get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the still trying to be down syndrome. Yeah. Still caring what people think about you. Like, honestly, I don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because I know at the end of the day, motherfuckers don't really give a fuck. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't really give a fuck. They don't really care. You know what I'm saying? And most of the times we come into our struggles, and that don't mean that they don't love you, because it's the thing, right? An old time I was with, he had like 40 years, right? He been down 40.
Damn.
So he was my neighbor. He slept in the cell next to me and shit. So we was chopping up, and you know, this time I was frustrated, like for the lack of support that I wasn't getting from family, friends, and all types of shit, right? So I went through that phase, right? So he like, bro, it's a percentage of love. It don't mean that they don't love you, but they just don't love you 100%.
Yo, say that one more time, Josh. Say that one more time, bro.
It's a percentage of love. It don't mean that they don't love you. They may love you 10%. Like, yo, I'm willing to send them a couple dollars, but I'm not willing to drive 8 hours and see this nigga. It ain't 50, but there's some people that even that person may have 100%. So it just makes you, you know what I'm saying? And he said, remember this, man. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody owes you nothing.
That's that one right. That's that right there. People feeling like they owe something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't expect people to do how you do. Like, I'm the type of friend, like, yo, what's this going on? I'm gonna show up. I'm coming to your house. I'm coming over. Oh, I'm bringing a bottle.
Right.
You got some friends that just show up, like, hey, what's up? But just because I come to your house and I bring a bottle as just a courtesy, because I'm coming into your house, or before I call, like, yo, you need anything? I'll pick you up something, bro. Got us some milk, bread, what you need. Some people don't think like that. And they'll come, the same people you do that for at their house, they'll come to your house and won't even reciprocate the same shit. Yeah. But you can't get mad at them for being who they are. Yeah. People are going to be who they are. But believe them when they show you.
That's a fact. Yo, you know what got to be hard about that though? Like, yo, coming from the standpoint probably as an entertainer, I'm sure you probably like, yo, when I'm up, yo, I had all these people around me and everything. Then when I'm down, I mean, you know how you call it. Like, I would view it like, yo, now when I'm down, where the fuck is everybody at?
Right.
Because I've realized this. It wasn't. See, it's 2 Shyyhems, right? And people be like, "What the fuck you mean?" I be like, "It's me, the real Shyheim, and then it's the rapper Shyheim." They was down with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? They was down with the rugged shot. They was down with the idea of me. Same thing with a lot of women. They was with the idea of me. But now the other's reality comes. The Shyheim that's sitting in that motherfucking cell, I don't like him too much. He ain't that popular. I can't get in the club, and you know what I mean? Right. I'm not cool being seen with him. You know what I mean?
That's
like, so you know, what the fuck? You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just make better choices. And you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that I do now, I ask questions. Before I used to just, again, the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Before I used to just you know, deal with people and take them upon face value. You know what I'm saying? I used to just take it upon face value, like, yeah, that's my man because we hang out every day. But then until some real shit happens, and then he proved he really wasn't my man. But that's not his fault. That's my fault because I ain't properly screened this nigga.
Yeah.
I ain't asked these people the tough questions.
Ask no questions.
Listen, what's up, man? Oh, we going out to eat tonight? Word, that's cool and all that. Listen, baby, let me ask you something. If I go to jail, what's up? Because you know I'm on parole right now. So it's a chance anytime these crackers, these motherfuckers, when you're talking, they come make some shit up on my black ass. Where you stand at?
Right.
Oh, well, I don't really do jail. All right, well, you know what? I don't really do this dinner shit. After this, we're going to enjoy our night. Well, after that, I know where I can deal with you. So don't expect any commitment from me. You might just be a jump off for the night, and I'm going to keep it that way with you. So I think that's important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
1,000. That's 1,000.
Yeah,
Right
and
there,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, how you call it? Like, I could imagine though, like from the perspective of an entertainer, like you have all these people around you, and then when shit the fan, yo, people scram, man, quick. You know, that's tough, man.
Yeah. Well, that's real life with anybody, not just entertainers, because you got people when you just making a good job and you get laid off. The same people don't want to hang out. So they're like, oh, this nigga broke. Like, you know what I mean? He can't buy the pizza and stuff tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yo, what's up with RNS? You still working with RNS?
I actually just spoke to RNS. I'm waiting for him to send me something. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we can get to doing some music. Hopefully he don't try to send me no trap beats. You know, because he might have got big too. You know what I'm saying?
Are you working with any of the brothers, any of the Wu?
If you know what it is, if they get on my, not to say like get on my level, but my perspective has changed so much that sometimes we don't see eye to eye on certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I walked a different life. So the things I'll talk about and the perspective that I'm coming from, I don't know if they can relate from a real point of view. Because you got to think about it. He's been famous 20 fucking years. What you know about being in a fucking cell block? What you know about getting hit in the head with a stick by police in prison? Or what you know about like these things or feeling lonely?
Lifestyles
feeling
different.
These things. Yeah. So I need that to be able to, you know what I'm saying? It has to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem working with anybody as long as we can create authentic music.
Yeah. Right. What's up? When we get in the book?
Right now I've just been recording the audio version, so I'm gonna release the audio version first. Because I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, from there, you know, I see how I do with the streaming and stuff like that. Because I figured that shit, if you can stream songs and do all that, I might as well just stream my book. And all I gotta do is and just stream the book and do that, and then get on the road and do some speaking engagements and things like that. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
That's another good stream of income too. Public speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you definitely got a story, man. Like, you're from you know, being a child rapper to redemption and where you are now as a man. Like, yo, there's definitely a lot.
Yeah, so it's a great story, man.
That book is gonna be crazy.
I agree.
But yeah. So yo, I'm definitely looking forward to that audio book.
Yeah, we're gonna connect, man. You know, I shoot you my contacts, we keep in touch, and you know what I'm saying, we build on some things, you know what I'm saying?
That's peace.
Yeah.
That's peace. I take
right,
advantage of that, man.
Yo,
that's a fact, man.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for agreeing to do this. I know we had the little mix up on the first original day. But...
it's all good. Like I'm just bad with days because it'd be like I said. That's why I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a couple minutes, because you know what I mean. I just forgot, but
that's
I'm down, man. When it's my word is my bond. Like that's it.
Yes, sir.
It's done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And definitely anytime, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, and you know what I mean. We make some shit happen.
Yes, sir.